Now, Yogesh Pawar sir will take the stage to share insights on entrepreneurship as a career. Get ready for the session that explores the pathways to the success in the world of entrepreneurship. Over to you, sir.
Good afternoon, everybody. Most of you all are waiting for lunch, but I'll not take much of your time. And first of all, I'd like to know in which language would you be comfortable? English, Marathi? Okay. So I'll start. My company is 3D printing. We are into 3D printing from 2017. So we are into plastics and metal 3D printing. I'll first shortly brief you about my company, and then I will tell you how I started my journey and till date. So in 3D printing, we have three technologies in plastics, which is one is FDM, one is SLA, one is SLS, and one is metal 3D printing, that is DMLS technology. Here we provide 3D printing as a service for any company which are into R&D or into maintenance or production activity, and not only for automotive or engineering sector, we also provide services for medical sector as well. That I will tell you in further presentation. So as I told you, this many business verticals we provide services for our 3D printing services, which are into aerospace, automobile, architecture, electronics, medical, jewelry, lifestyle, packaging, FMCG also is there, foundry. So in services, as I told you, we have 3D printing services in plastic in three technologies. So there are some examples in images you can see. Some of the, like in SLS, basically in this 3D printing plastic technology, the manufacturing process is layer by layer. Each layer is manufactured one above the other to make the part. It's just that the raw material and the process of solidification changes. In FDM, the raw material is in wire form. So it is melted and deposited one above the other to make the design, to make the part as per the design. The second is SLA, the raw material is in liquid form, and UV laser solidifies each of the layer to make a part. And there is SLS. In SLS, there is the raw material is in powder form, and laser melts each of the powder in each of the layer and forms the part. It's just that in each technology, the surface finish, the strength of the material is different. In SLA, the part is much like injection molded part. In SLS, it has a matte finish. In FDM, it is, you can see each of the layers. It is more coarser, and in SLA, it is much finer. Okay. In DMLS, it is also, the raw material is also in metal powder form, and the laser solidifies it. So you can see there is a skull model, there is a mandibular, there is some like sculpture and all you can see. It is just that this technology has no manufacturing constraint like in the traditional manufacturing form. Any component which can be designed or imagined can be manufactured using 3D printing technology. That's why tagline is, you imagine it, you can 3D print it. Okay. So we also have 3D scanning and reverse engineering in engineering and in medical as well. So in engineering components, there is a lot of weight reduction and all to increase the strength, to increase the like reduction in the processes. The parts are redesigned for 3D printing. So it reduces the manufacturing time as well, it reduces the inventory cost, and a lot of other benefits are there. In medical, what we have done is like, earlier if there was any accident of a person and has a fracture anywhere on the skull or any body part, earlier you usually need only to take a CT scan, and doctor used to identify if there is a fracture or not, but you cannot measure it. Everything was happening during the surgery when the patient is under anesthesia. They need to identify a nearby implant and then put it in the place by modifying the fractured area. But what we do is, we take the 3D scan. Actually, it is the 3D scan data of the patient's body. We convert that 3D scan data into 3D model, and then we actually manufacture like here you can see there is a green part that is actually converted model of the CT scan what we have acquired of that patient, and from that CT scan we have developed that 3D model, which you can see the green skull. Similar type of skull was manufactured. You can see here there is also white skull. That is the 3D printed output of the 3D data or 3D model what we have created. So next, like from where we started, iPro3D is like, I was also engineering student, and our final year project we had some 3 parts need to be manufactured, but being a student we were not much aware about the financial aspect of that manufacturing of that 3 parts. So we reached out to a college that we want to manufacture this part for a project. So how we do it? So they said that there is an industry here, we have some alumni, you go and meet them. So when we got there and met them and discussed about we want to manufacture these 3 parts, so then we came to know that for manufacturing each of the part you require a mold, and even the smallest mold would not cost less than 50,000 rupees, and it would take at least 15 days to manufacture that mold. So being a student, we didn't have that budget of like almost 1.5 lakhs, and 15 days time was not an issue, but 1.5 lakhs was a big issue being a student. So at that time we dropped that idea of manufacturing it in plastic. We did some machining and modified our parts little bit to complete our project, and we successfully completed our project. But there was something bothering me, that there might be something with which we can make this type of parts in small quantities. So I started searching for this type of things, and I came across 3D printing. So 3D printing is something not new, but it came around 1980s, 1990s, but it was patented technology. After 2012, the technology became open source, and a lot of research started happening in 3D printing. And eventually, at that time, I was in mechanical engineering. So at the same time, I came to know about it. So after my engineering, I completed my engineering. I made a small project report that what I want to do. I never wanted to do a job. So I created the project report, and I met someone known to me, being he's an industrialist. I said I want to do this type of project. I want to get this machinery and start services about this. So he said that you are a bit ahead of your time. Just get some industrial experience. So for that 6 months I did a job into company into R&D for new product development. But at that time I was also aware that I have never done or never sold anything before. So making utilization of the time, idle time during my job, I also used to sell some food products. So to get a first-hand experience of customers, like how to deal with customers and all. Because on technical part I was very much sound, but dealing with customers, selling something to someone is bigger issue. And being an engineer, we talk more on the technical part, but what brings money on the table is the sales. So learning it by experience, means experiential learning, what I always follow. I started selling some industrial products, I started selling some food products, like I did sell some food products door to door as well, to get an experience. Whatever money I used to get as a salary during that 6 months, I used to buy something and try to sell it. So I also did some industrial training for some small products, to get in feel and know how to sell products into industry as well, because the selling products to a consumer and selling products in industry are two different things. Like there is some process. So that I did. So in 2017 I left my job. Then after that I incorporated company in 2017. But the story I would like to tell why I left my job is the project report I made after my engineering, that I want to bring this machines, import this machines, start this business. Is that one day in my job, some company came from Pune and said, we are into this 3D printing thing and do you want to buy it? So at that time I thought that like now this is high time. Next day I left my job and started working on my project. So in 2017 incorporated a company, we imported 2 of our machines, one was SLA, one was FDM. So both the machines were IoT based. We didn't want to make 3D printers because we didn't want to waste time in reinventing the wheel. So we brought top-notch machines which are IoT based, requires very less labor and all. The machines are so much IoT enabled that we just need a person to just start the machine, and then the person would require the human intervention is that when the part is finished, just to remove that part. If there is an issue with the machine will text message you, or you have a platform where you can monitor. You don't need to be in office or nearby a machine. It works 24/7. It's just as simple as that. So after that, we launched our own platform, online and offline. From Aurangabad, we had developed the supply chain to supply to Mumbai, Delhi, Bangalore, and all everywhere. So by that time, in 2018, we also got DRPP recognition, and in 2018 we also got incubated in Magic. So we came to know about Magic in 2018. So we got incubated. The Magic plays a very important role in my journey, because as in education we need a guru to get knowledge. So in business, Magic is my mentor, with which lot of hand-holding, lot of mentor and guidance made, and you can say gave us a trajectory to move ahead. So Magic plays an important role in our journey. After that, in 2018 we scaled our business in all the business verticals, as I told you, in medical and all. We developed our in-house processes to move, because being an engineering background, we were finding it hard to move into medical sectors. But being an engineer, every hurdle is not as big as we see. So we started developing the processes to convert the data to a model and to things. But during continuing my entrepreneurial journey, I also continued my educational journey as well. Because initially when we started in 2018, most of the companies where we visited for our orders, we faced a lot of questions like, this is so new, how do you know this? And most of the companies who are already into 25 years into injection molding were like, this is something rubbish, how can you make some part without dye or mold using technology what you are saying. So initially we made some samples free of cost to get them educated about this new technology, then understand the applications of this technology. So with that, with word of mouth, we started getting more orders eventually. So in 2019, COP Pune launched a course, because some of the companies also asked like, how are you certified in this? How do you get, because before 2019 there was no course in India which was certifying 3D printing as a 3D printing course. So 2019 I also completed my PhD in additive manufacturing from COP Pune. After that, we also other thing what we encountered was, as our machines were imported, the FDM 3D printing raw material was very costly for us to import, because each of the spool would cost around about 8,000 to 25,000 somewhere around. So that was increasing our final product cost. So that problem we tackled almost by we started indigenous manufacturing of 3D printing filaments, which brought down our cost from 8,000 to almost 850 rupees per kg. So we also started our own brand Fila3D and started selling this filament in India and also in US, Canada and UK. We also exported in small quantities, and we developed a supply chain which is in place for ordering small 1 kg filaments anywhere in US, Canada and UK as well. After that, COVID happened in 2020. So that time all the new developments and everything was there in place, but the orders got down because everybody was under lockdown. But we had our own setup where we can manufacture any of the products. So we started with face shields in 2020. The next day, the first lockdown was announced in March. We had our product face shield ready. So we thought that this is not a big, at that time we didn't understand that COVID might be, like nobody thought that COVID might become this much big. And we made some face shield, as my family background is, my both parents are doctors. So that time we made some face shields and gave it as samples to doctors, and made a small flyer that if anybody wants this, because at that time nobody was ready for this kind of things and no kits and all were available. So we gave the face shield for free, and we made a flyer that we are manufacturing this. The next day we got so many calls that flyer became so viral that on our 3D printers we could only manufacture 100 to 120 face shields a day. So we were under capacity, and the supply was very less and the demand was very high. So on third day, Magic, one of our mentors, he suggested that my factory is under, he's into auto component. The factory was available, the molding machines and all shop was available. So we got a support for mold manufacturing, and the whole infrastructure was available inside the use this factory and do whatever production you want and sell it. So in lockdown, the fourth day we got the mold ready, and at that fourth day our production went from 120 face shields to 2,500 face shields per day. For face shields we sold all over India in the pandemic, as before pandemic our supply chain was all set for pan-India supply, so that helped us in COVID situation. During that I was still pursuing my MBA. I completed my MBA in 2021. So after that, the second wave happened. But being an opportunist entrepreneur, not every product gets successful. Face shield was at that time in demand. It was the need of the hour, so we made it. We got it in time. So timing is very necessary in business, because what happens if you time the product perfectly, then it is a huge success. What we faced with face shield. But in oxygen concentrator, the product was very beautiful. But just that we could not time it perfectly, because the development cycle and certification got the product so much delayed that almost when we launched the product, the wave was almost over. So, but that was a good learning for us. Now we have modified the product for industrial use and applications as well. Now it is going. From that, in 2021, we graduated from Magic as a incubator. And the current stage of our company is like we are supplying our parts to majorly OEMs who are into R&D of their own products and all. Like one of our customers, and means not only OEMs and then tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 suppliers as well. So we supply to, in Aurangabad we supply to Bajaj, there is Grandmaster, there are many more companies. We also supply to vendors of IKEA and all. So there are a lot of companies in Aurangabad, in outside Aurangabad we supply. Other than OEMs, we supply to other startups based out of Pune, Bangalore, Delhi and all, Chennai. After that, as I told you, we are into not only engineering but also medical sector. So I forgot to tell you, in 2019 February, we also launched wax 3D printing, which is for jewelry manufacturing and also for medical applications where you need some implants, or for dental application and for other medical applications. Wax 3D gives you much more high detailed parts and also gives you much more accuracy than regular castable 3D printing material. So that we did. Now in 2023, I have incorporated another company which is working towards bio CNG generation, which is biofuels. So it is direct substitute to the CNG what you are using right now, because this CNG gas would be generated from agriculture, produced in agriculture waste. So it is much greener energy, as it will, as we gas we are generating, we will be offsetting the CO2 generated by combusting this gas by the crops which will use that CO2 from which we are generating the gas. So it is almost nearby to net zero emission project. So we have developed a unique bacteria which can generate much more amount of CNG gas, and because the CNG gas which we are producing is direct substitute to the CNG gas we are importing right now. So that we are doing, and for this new project also, as this is from different sector, so this project also got incubated in Magic. So Magic has a very good structure for means for new ideas. There is a Saturday clinic. You go into Saturday clinic, get grooming about your idea, and then once your idea is bit groomed, then you get incubated and get a lot of support from Magic. So that's all about my presentation. And if you have any questions, Any questions? I think I was a bit fast because I had a very small time available, as the program is already released.
for sharing your entrepreneurship journey with us. Your story was truly inspiring. Now we are about to take a 45-minute lunch break at cafeteria. We'll see you back within 45 minutes here only. After the lunch, we have an engaging design thinking workshop session by Tushar Kanitale sir. Thank you.